Every end of May, the NWR brings 7 and 4-plank wagons to Providence Gate. And the workman repaints them in a livery to represent the flags of the LGBTQ community. And when they're ready for service, the engine collects them and shunts them in the yard when they're ready for work. The island has been doing this tradition since same-sex marriage became legal in the mainland in 2014. The engines always enjoy pulling those trucks up and down along the line. In the last week of the month, there is a special festival called Pride of Steam. A 4-day event where the engines pull 1 truck and 2 or 5 coaches each and go on an express trip to one of the stations on their lines. And when they reach their stop, the engine gets uncoupled from the train and they go back to the start facing the other way. And little tank engines like Thomas goes back bunker first. One morning in the Farquhar sheds, Thomas, Percy, and Toby are getting ready for today's work, when the Fat Controller arrived with some news. Good morning, engines! It's the last week of the month, and you know what that means. Pride of Steam, sir? Asked Percy. That's right, Percy. Now, you all know that you must grab your coaches and 1 truck that's in the livery of one of the flags. But right in that siding over there. Now the festival starts in another few hours, so find your coaches, give yourselves and them a good washdown, and make it to the station on time for the festival. Yes, sir! The festival, where to take place, is at the big station at the end of the line. Engines from the main line and branch lines were to sit on the platform with coaches in 1 truck to give the community a train ride. The trucks, or one of the liveries, shows which people of the community are to board on what train, even the people that support the orientation. Thomas is the first to go. He has to give the pansexual train a ride to Farquhar. The guard blew his whistle, and Thomas departed. Come along, sang Thomas. We're coming along, sang Annie and Clarabelle. Thomas was making good times when he noticed a cow on the line. Cinders and ashes! Move, you silly cow! Thomas tried whistling to get the cow out of the line. Even his crew jumped in to help. But no matter how hard they tried, the cow wouldn't move. Please, may I help? Asked one of the passengers. I'm an animal tamer. Do you think you could get this cow out of the line? Sure. My uncle owns a farm and he taught me to tame cows. All right. I hope you're right. So the passenger grabs a handful of straw and lures the cow back into the field and closes the gate. Thank you very much. My pleasure. The little blue engine continued his journey when he reached Farquhar. Until it's time to go back to the station, and Thomas sets off bunker first. But when Thomas came out of a tunnel, something went, and he bounced off the track into Farmer Finney's field. Oh dear, I'm stuck. The passengers got out and concerned about what happened, but just as the driver is about to explain, a whistle was heard in the distance. It was Percy with the Demi-Express. The guard waved his red flag, and Percy stopped just in time. Thomas, what happened? My cylinders went pop, and it caused me to get off the track. I'm stuck. And since you're here, I'm late because there was a cow on the line. Don't feel bad, Thomas. We will put you back on the track. How should we do that? The breakdown train is at Vickerstown, and when Percy comes back, it will be done. We'll do it with that tractor over there. The tractor happens to be Trainz, who came to see what's going on. Excuse me, you're Trainz, correct? The one and only, yes. Great. We need your help. Do you think you can pull Thomas back on the track while we push him? I'll see what this new engine I have fitted last week can do. Trainz then head off to the branch line to find some track. He manages to get Thomas's train out of the way to help the passengers. The passengers from both Thomas and Percy's train pushed, and Trainz tugged and slipped and tugged, and at last, with much effort, Thomas is now back on the rails. Thomas tried to move, but he couldn't, so Percy has to tow him back to the station. Thank you, Trainz! The passengers cheered. Trainz honked his horn as a "You're welcome" response and starts his usual plowing on the field. The two engines arrived at the station just as Edward left with the non-binary express to Brendan. The passengers got off the train and thanked Thomas for the ride and thanked Percy for the help. I have word that the passengers helped you today. Indeed they did, sir. They helped Trainz put me back on the rails. That's good to hear, Thomas. Tomorrow, Duck will look after the next express. As of right now, your cylinders need repairing. Percy then hauled Thomas back to the sheds, and the engines called in the night. And I think Thomas enjoyed the first day of the festival. Do you?